the N-word. Well, I use the N-word more as an example than as what I really want to get to. And it got me thinking about this morning. I was listening to Al Sharpton's radio show with Don Imus on. And if those of you who don't know who Don Imus is, he is a crusty old fart, a belligerent fool, and an ignorant asshole who does a comedy radio show in the morning, 3-hour comedy radio show. And he basically makes fun of people. And to get a laugh, he pushes the envelope. And he's been doing it for years, and every once in a while he gets in trouble. Like calling people towel heads, like calling black female journalists, maids. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way he is. It's nothing new with him. And he called the Rutgers basketball team a bunch of nappy-headed hoes. Now, as funny as it may be to some of you, I think it's incredibly insensitive. But I honestly understand that he just went a little too far. I don't necessarily think he believes that. I don't think he's racist. Just look up his name and see what kind of good things he's done for communities. He's very into charity and things like that. I don't think he's a bad person. I think that he happened to say something stupid. And he honestly needs a filter installed in his head. But Al Sharpton and a lot of others are calling for his resignation, which is a little bit over the top, I think. But, given the circumstances and his history, he honestly needs to look after what he says, and this needs to be a lesson to him, a really big lesson. Because calling for someone's resignation or firing is a very serious thing. And with the market the way it is, and companies so hell-bent on pleasing its customers, will do really whatever the consumer wants. And that's a free market economy for you right there. But I use the N-word as the biggest example of racism, and not the word itself. Because if you know the history of the word, you understand what it means. And Samuel L. Jackson did state it, and Warren 25 Smash had it in one of his videos, that the word nigger means ignorant. It's an ignorant person. And it was used against the African Americans because that's how the plantation owners and the slave owners, not all white people, but the ones who felt that way, they used it against the blacks because that was how they felt about them. Now, obviously, we understand now, as we have many African American scientists and scholars and people of that nature, that there is no discrepancy in intelligence between African Americans and Caucasian Americans. So that argument is completely out of the water, and the word nigger no longer refers to black people. I think that equality between the races has been settled a long time ago. I know there are a lot of little tiny minority groups who believe that one race is better than the other. I think they're a bunch of idiots, and they are really the niggers here. They are the ignorant ones. What I think is racist is the fact that I see African American rappers and even some other rappers, some Latino American rappers and other ethnic groups using the word nigger or nigga, however they want to pronounce it, and everyday people too. I mean, it's not just the rappers or the R&B stars. It's also other people. Go to a mall. I mean, you see children using it. I heard it a lot in school. And the problem with it is that someone like myself could not say it. And that is what is racist here, honestly. If you want to have equality in the world, if you want everybody to be equal, then everybody needs to have the same rights. It's just a fact of life. You can't say that you want African Americans and Latinos and women to have the same amount of buying power in the market, the same amount of value in the market as white men do, as really and honestly truly do have more power, and that is unfortunate. But if you want that equality, then you have to give on the other end, because there are very many things in this world that are racist against whites. You have February, which is Black History Month, If there was a White History Month, do you know how many people would be up in arms about something such as that? What if we had the NAAWC, WP, excuse me, the National Association for the Advancement of White People? It would be met with all sorts of hate, death threats, things of that nature, and it's unfair. So honestly, to settle this, either everybody gets it their way, or nobody does. Don't use the word if not everybody is allowed to use it. Don't celebrate, the history of a race if nobody else is allowed to celebrate the history of the race, okay? So let's get over it, all right? Don Imus, that was stupid, man. You messed up. You fessed up, which I appreciate, and you said, I'm sorry that I offended people, instead of, I'm sorry if I offended people, which is the key in apologies. So I gotta give it to you there. Al Sharpton, back the fuck off, okay? You need to lighten up a little bit. Understand that what he was saying was he was trying to be funny. He admits that it wasn't funny. He doesn't think it was funny. And, grow a set of testicles and grow a brain while you're at it too. Because honestly, you're a media whore and you're using this to widen your popularity. I think you might be running again for president in the near future or something. So, that's how I feel. And I don't think you're going to be able to change me on this. I think that words have been given way too much authority over our everyday lives. People getting fired, people getting fined and arrested, and it's just not fair. What do you think? I'm open to definitely other views. I definitely have some counterpoints to this, but I'd rather people who feel that way instead of giving, a counterpoint to my real belief. I'd rather hear people who actually believe the other counterpoints. So let's open this up for discussion. Be gentle.